Greetings and welcome back to Monster Legends. Alright, so the Time Guardian maze is gone, and of course we have the Time Traveler maze now. Also, the Hornet event is done, and I got the 50 from that, but I have been doing some wheeling and dealing, so I'm actually only 5 away from being able to craft. So I have high hopes about being able to craft Hornet in the near future. And of course, at the time of recording, you can see up there the Tagga challenge is going right now. I'm guessing as soon as that's done, in I think it was like 4 hours and 33 minutes at the time of recording, I'm guessing that the Demise challenge will begin. So if you want either one of those, I'm sure you're already doing that. Alright, so let's talk about the new things, and of course, let's talk about the Time Traveler's Maze. And let's also talk about this, because I did mention that this was going to be starting, and I guessed that it was going to be Mephisto, and of course it is Mephisto. So this is the Unchained breeding event. What this means is you can obviously get a chance to breed Mephisto. It's probably going to be a small possibility. And of course, if you have the appropriate jokers here, now this is Greedy Dragon, this is Vaultec, but you can substitute Greedy Dragon with Violet. You can substitute Vaultec with Galante. I believe that's Galante and not Galante Jr. It might be Jr. Oh, look, the t-shirt looks like it's got a little heart on it. I'm not really sure which one it is. I'm guessing it's Galante, though. That's my guess. All right, so if you can breed Mephisto, you also get a key, or token, I should say, that will unlock a chest. You know, if you go to the chest area and you have the gems, you can buy a lot more of his cells with gems. So if that's what you want to do, I think it was like 325 for an extra 120. And then I think it was similar for the next group of like 150, so you can level him up with his own cells, if that's what you want to do. All right, so I took one try at this yesterday, and I'm doing one today. It's actually mostly done. I didn't activate my breeding temple until this morning because this is a 4-day event, and the breeding temple will only be active for 2 days. So I was trying to maximize the situation instead of just flooding my my hatchery immediately, you know? Anyway, if you can get him, obviously you want to, because he's a fire Megaton tank, and any Megaton tank is good. If you can get every element covered that you can, that's a very good thing. So that's going right now, so if you have these individuals, you might want to get going with that. I mean, most of them, yeah, I mean, you're going to get a lot of epics. You might get all epics. But just the chance of getting Mephisto means you really have to try this. And, of course, I mentioned this. This is the Tagga Challenge. At the time of recording, only 4.5 hours left. He's very good for damage, if you want to do that. Right after him is going to be Demise, who, in my opinion, is actually just more useful. There are damage dealers in the light, some of them who are better, more modern. But what Demise does, yeah, there's not really many who do that. I think Cloud might be the only one. But she's just, her natural speed makes her very useful. Alright, of course, there are relics again in Monsterwood. If you want to watch videos, this goes for 2 days. Collect them. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of bronze. You'll get a couple of silvers. I've heard that you can get a gold chest. I just never have. But you never know. You could get a diamond relic from a bronze. It has happened. Happened to me. It's very rare. I mean, if you get a lot of bronze, you might get a gold. So, you know, if you want to try it, relics are actually kind of useful if you get powerful ones. Besides, remember, if you get a bunch of low-level ones, you could group them together and craft higher-level ones. They do allow that now, so no relic is really useless. Besides, you have to level the good ones up, right? You need the relics for that, too. And then, of course, we have the Time Traveler Maze, and this is going to be Kronx. She is, of course, an elite magic controller, and if you ask me, she's game-breaking. You know, this is the first creature who's actually made me kind of mad at the game, because, I mean, how ridiculous are these individuals going to be in the end, anyway? I mean, seriously, how ridiculous are they going to be? All right, why don't we go over there and we'll talk a little bit more detail about her and, of course, the maze. So let's go into the Time Traveler Maze. I'm probably going to get the splat screen here. Oh, I didn't get the splat screen. All right, so we got 4 individuals again. We have, where is it? We have a rare. Who cares? All right, this guy here if memory serves me correctly, he's kind of tanky, and I think he can taunt. I mean, if you want that from an epic, if you're starting out, it's probably not a bad thing. So, I mean, he's, if it's all you can get from this maze, yeah, I suppose he's not such a bad thing to get. I do believe he's got, like, tanky stuff. That's my memory. It's been a while since I fed him up, and then again, I don't think I ever used him. All right, the first of the legendaries is Malaire. He's actually good. He would be my booby prize. I'm not going to go for the limited time. We'll talk that in a minute. But if I could end up getting him, that would allow me to rank up Prince up to 110. So that would be a decent booby prize for me. Obviously, I would like to get the last individual. I just think it's going to be very difficult. So if in the end I don't have the coins for that, then I'm going to go for him. So like I said, it's useful to me. In the previous maze, yeah, it was Lux Aura, not really useful to me. In this case, it would actually be useful to me. So if it comes to that, I'll just default to him. I mentioned I didn't have any interest in the limited path. As far as I know, as far as everybody knows, the limited path is going to be Sunblast. Now, Sunblast, if you don't have Sunblast, you probably want to go for Sunblast. He's very good, great denial, cooldown activation, possession, guard down on everybody, really good stuff. So, unless, of course, you really think you're going to be able to go for Kronx, in which case you probably should go for Kronx. If you're not sure and you do have the counts, you probably want to consider Sunblast if you don't have him. Now, for me, mine's 110, and I don't have any other cells for him. So that means I believe I need 290. I think that's the number, right? So one isn't really going to help me very much. I mean, it puts me on the path, but generally speaking, it doesn't really help me very much. So that's the reason I'd be more interested in going Malaire. Mind you, there are good rewards on the path, the limited path, but I think I'd probably go for something that's actually going to help me. And yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I'm going to try for Kronx. If I go for Malaire, it means I don't have enough coins and I'm just going to go get what I can. That's what it comes down to. Yeah, and then there's this individual. Look at all those books. Okay, female, family, explorer, big one right here, elite. And then, of course, temporary Halloween book, right? Let's talk about this individual. Okay, so unfortunately, this is all I really have. At the moment, the post in the Monster Legend forums doesn't have any further information. The most important thing, the costs. The costs are not there yet. So if I have the costs in the next video, I'll throw them up. But at the moment, we have no idea what she's going to cost. But count on costing a whole lot. A whole lot. As I mentioned, this one kind of makes me a little bit mad. But let's just talk about it. We already talked about these things. She actually has, if you look at the relics, she's got banner. I mean, I just realized that now. She's got banner. And if you're wondering what I mean by that, she's got a lot of extra turn stuff. She's control. Ridiculous control. But I mean, she's got the banner, which means she can keep refreshing her stamina. I'm like, just absurd. All right, and in terms of her trait, she's got an evolving trait. So she starts off with cooldown activation protection, which means you can't activate her cooldowns, right? If you get her up to rank 1, then she's going to be tough, which is a 35% chance of resisting any negative status effects. Yeah, you got to go for that one. Really, you do. You got to go for that one, right? Now, if you get her to rank 3, basically she makes it so you can't, disable her trait. So it's going to be her trait that you can't disable her trait. So, that one isn't really, I think you can really pass on that one. I mean, if you want to rank her up to, rank 3 just to make her faster and more powerful, then yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if you're going for the trait, yeah, that one really, it doesn't really do the job for me. No, doesn't really do the job. The other two, like I said, if I ended up getting her, I would probably try to rank her up to rank 1 because making her tough is a big difference. A lot of things don't stick once because it's 35%, but it's really a little bit more than 35%, So it comes into like a 50 at that point. But so yeah, that would be definitely worth it. All right. I mentioned that she kind of makes me a little mad. The reason is because her powers are absurd. If you want to hear the level of absurd, I spent a lot of time looking at her skills, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Okay, when you're feeding her up, the first thing you might get would be life regeneration for the entire party gets an extra turn. That's the first thing you might get. The second thing you might get would be low magic damage to all enemies, give them curse. And these don't even scratch how ridiculously powerful she is. All right, how about this? Time stop. She has group time stop active things, right? So she's got a group time stop that has a 2-round cooldown. Now, remember what I just told you about the extra turn on the... Yeah. So like every other turn, she can do that. But she doesn't have to do that because she has another skill that does a mega time stop. Now what that does, it does mega time stop on the other team. And then she has a new thing where she turns your side or their side into babies. Now, if you're a baby, 1, you can't be targeted, but 2, you can't act. So that's it depends on the circumstances. Now, her mega time stop, right? Well, obviously for 2 turns, they're time stopped. But it'll turn your guys into a baby for a round, but it'll also give you life regeneration. That's all in one skill. So they can't act for 2 turns. You get life regeneration, but you can't move, but nothing can hit you. Now, I don't think that would involve, I don't know if that would actually, like torture effects or anything like that. I don't think it would count up for that, but if it did, that would be just kind of ridiculous. But you get life regeneration and you can't be hurt. Meanwhile, they're sitting there doing nothing. Now, she also has another skill that will give them the 3-round countdown until they're dead, right? So it gives them a 3-round countdown. They're going to die, but it also turns them into babies, which means they can't act. For that turn, they can't act. So then you come back with the next one, and then you give them the mega time stop. That means they just die and there's nothing they can do about it. If there's no resisting and there's no immunities, they just die and there's nothing they can do about it. That's pretty overpowered right there. They're babies, they can't act. Now, does that count as control? Is that like, if you're immune to control, you're immune to the time stop? But are you immune to the baby effect? So that's what I'm wondering about that. Is that count in terms of control? Which means, would you get the can't target, but you can move? I don't know. I have no idea what that means. But anyway, that combo right there seems to be that it would just die. She can also do single target time stops and get an extra turn. If you look at these skills, they're just crazy. So, I mean, a character like this just nullifies so much of the monsters that exist right now. I mean, they're just nothing. Now, I would say, though, if she's probably got a kryptonite, it would probably be Hukawai. Why? Well, obviously, he's immune to control, which means he's immune to time stop. Also, she's got a lot of extra turn stuff, so if she uses that, well, he's going to come in and go whack, you know? So, I mean, now, Gelatron is immune to immune to control, too. There's probably other ones that I don't know. But he doesn't have the anticipation, so he can't take advantage of the extra turn stuff, you know? I mean, her skills are just crazy, right? Just crazy. If you see this, and if you're like going through teams for PvP and you see this one pop up, move on to the next team. You know, that's because you just don't want to fight this. It's just absurd how powerful this one is. So, I mean, I just think this is getting into the realm of game breaking. You know, now that you have someone doing time stop in terms of group attacks and then mega, I mean, come on, we're getting crazy now here. And as far as I've seen, time stop does not have an immunity unless they're going to add that in. Her skills need to be seriously nerfed. I'm saying that. She needs to be nerfed. Horribly nerfed. Terribly, horribly nerfed. Because the thing is, you give somebody the countdown and then you make them babies, they can't act, and then come back and then time stop them for 2 turns, there's nothing they can do about it. They're just going to die. That's overpowered. So hopefully the Nerf bat is going to come and hit this in the head really hard until it's in the ground, a pile of goo. Purple goo. Really, just crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. I think I've gotten my rant. I'm doing a lot of rants these days. Sorry about that, but I mean, there's things that are just kind of ranty here. I thought the guy from the previous maze was overpowered. I mean, he was overpowered. This one is just ridiculous. This is Godhood we're talking about here. So, like I said, I hope the Nerf bat is coming. Okay, so I think that that's about it in terms of all the things that are going right now. I'm doing this a little early because we can actually do some war. All right, so let's go into war. All right, we are leading. We are leading here, obviously. Yeah, in terms of the situation, I'm probably going to do if we're still doing the legendary cooldown thing, then I'm probably going to opt out for a day. Hopefully that will break us out of it. Now, I looked at some of these guys before. Up here, they're just crazy up here. Like a Mephisto, and then high speed here, and actually really... This one here, like speed. This one only has 2, so I don't really want to mess with it because I want to get as many tokens as possible. Yeah, that guy's going to total blind us, so I don't want to mess with that either. What do you have? You're probably way too fast. Let me just check. You are only 100, though. Oh, you're not? Okay, we can do that because I do have Nova for this round. Okay, backing out. All right, why don't we do this one? I'm pretty sure I can kill this guy. Of course, the most important thing is to shut him down, right? All right, so we're going to do some cooldown activation. And it crashed. Right, I mean, that's not my device now. Been having problems on my device, but yeah, a lot of people... My team, at least, has been reporting crashes, and that's just a crash right there, and now that costed me an attack. It also costed me all those individuals. Right, so I don't know what they're doing, but, you know, I think their quality assurance needs to actually, I don't know, wake up. That would be really good. If their quality assurance would just wake up, that would be awesome, you know? All right, so what do we have here? Why don't we look at that one? Yeah, I can't use them now. All right, let's see. I believe that I used him. I believe that I used him. And let me see, what do I got here? I think that I was able to grab, yes, Wormlad. All right, I don't see a speed problem here anywhere, right? And he's getting some extra help, so he's like 7,100. No, and absolutely no. All right, so you guys in a lot of trouble, and you in the front, you look very dragony. Just saying. All right, so endemic pathogen, obviously. Oh, that's not good, but I mean, it's not that big a problem because, oh, extra turn. See, I was counting on using How to Kill Your Dragon to get rid of him in the front. But now I have to use it to get rid of the total blind. If I use this one, then he loses the evade. All right, you know what? Being able to just get rid of somebody is important. Right? And then, of course, giving you guys Curse. Because I don't think you guys are going to survive this. Take a little bite. Okay. Oh, you resisted that, didn't you? Oh, that's a problem. You know, I think getting rid of the other one is actually more important. All right. That's not enough. All right, so this one will finish you? Yes. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit you with this. Okay, I was actually lucky that I didn't lose my stamina there. All right, he's dead. And Actually, your cooldowns are active already. How about Total Blind? You should appreciate that one. Oh, you resisted it. It turns out not to matter. Wow, I actually completed a fight. Wow, I hope that does not happen in the PvP. Yeah, I don't want that happening at all. Oh, well. Oh, and by the way, I didn't mention that there is currently a 20% discount. There was a 30% discount for the first hour, and then it turned into, like, I think it was a 10-hour 20%. They might go into a 10% into tomorrow, you know. I didn't spend any. The reason I didn't spend any is that in the end, if I don't get like a full 30%, it doesn't matter. Oh, and I would have spent it in the 30%, only it was like the last minute when I looked at it, and then it was gone. So I didn't get a chance. I would have spent whatever I had for the 30%. But I didn't spend any in the 20% because if I don't get the 30%, I'm not going to have any chance down here anyway. So I wasn't going to waste it on the 20%, which is kind of a weird thing to say. All right, so let's do some PvP. Okay, and there was no shortage of teams this time. All right, so let's see. The trophy count's doing pretty good, so let's get in here. Oh, I was using this team in order to advance the Legendary Pass. So that's what I was doing because I needed Earth updates, I needed Thunder updates. But, you know, it works anyway, right? As a matter of fact, Zyla might end up taking that spot anyway if I could just get one more. I think at the moment, actually, it's very tempting to actually put her in there anyway instead of Sparta, you know? All right, so let's go. Our first team today was suggested by K-Fire. And K-Fire wanted to see Darkness Simon. And then we're going with someone who's going to be in a challenge tomorrow. And that is Dorothy. And the last one is over in Magic. So judge whether or not this is a useful addition or not, or it's required or not. Boogie! Boogie's in there. All right, it really depends, though. Dorothy and Simon might just end this quickly. But I'm not going to fight a 115 demise. That sounds like a terrible idea, especially considering her two friends. I guess up the middle? I mean, she's probably, I don't know if she's going to be faster or not. There might be a lot of support over here. All right, let's go. Turns out not. Although they are kind of meaty, so it's going to be, you know, Simon's not going to be able to just flat out kill them. Though he might get a little bit of a boost from Boogie. All right, actually no, because I have to do this, don't I? All right, Strength from Beyond. All right, and then, okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem. We're going to have some issues after this. Oh, that reminds me, I'm in 1 speed. I had to reinstall, by the way. Has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with other circumstances. All right, so are they both frozen? Good, okay, so boosting them isn't really a problem then. Let me see. Increases damage by 100%. That lasts for 3 turns. All right, you, obviously. Oh, okay, somebody didn't like that. Stamina drain. That could be a problem. Okay, I'm thinking maybe this one would be better. And life regeneration. And that killed him down there. Why did he do that? Shouldn't he have activated our cooldowns? That's strange. Alright, well, I want you dead. Why are you guys still alive? Okay, you're not. Okay, Boogie helped, but then he had to go. He had an appointment. Oh, hi, how you doing? Okay, I hope you... Okay, maybe you took it personally. I was talking about the Nerf hammer. You probably took that personally, didn't you? Okay, stop giving me the finger. Yeah, it's kind of like a fresh install to a degree. So, let's put it this way: things worked out better for Monster Legends than it did for other things. All right, so let's move on to our next team. Our next team was suggested by Voltage YZ. Voltage gave me 3 teams, and I chose this one. I think it was the last one. All right, let's see. We're going over to Fire, and this is going to be Pepe. Next, I don't even know his name. I think it's Nemesis, because that was a name that was assigned to him. All right, there it is. Him-ass. Yeah, Nemesis. That was the name that they gave him, and I never changed it because, let's face it, I don't really like him very much. I mean, he's okay, I suppose. It's just, in terms of darkness, I do have better ones. And finally, speaking of darkness and better ones, Jazzy. All right, so we got some stuff here, so let's see how this goes. I mean, Jazzy has got okay speed, but how much damage? I'm looking at the damage we would need to do the one on the left, which would be a lot of damage. I'm looking at the speeds on the right and going, I don't think so. So I'm thinking I might just hit the old button here and see if we can find something that we can work with. I mean, there's no damage. I mean, there's no denial on the left, probably on the right. The left, that could be an issue. I'm at the middle at 115. I don't want to deal with that. Let me think. I'd really like to get an extra turner. All right, why don't we just try one more time and see if we can get really lucky. I'd like to get an extra turner, though. Maybe I'd like to do it on the left. Why don't we just do that one and hope that he's not going first? And I mean the key. Uh-oh. Oh, this is not going to work out well, is it? Nope, not going to work out well at all. Wow, that's all kinds of ugly right there. Okay, so he got his turn now. So the Prince Charmless attacked once, and then he got his possession and his freeze gone, and then he just attacked again, and now he gets to go. So let's do this. Oh, you just resisted all of that. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, how about we try the poison? And you just missed him completely. Oh, what is going on? Okay, on guard, kill him, please. Thank you. Okay, unfortunately, Jazzy is dead now. But, I mean, you're kind of going to die, too, here. Heavy fire damage, stunned twice. Okay, the only reason that we survived that one was because of Pepe. Because the first time the Prince Charmless attacked, he lost the possession and the freeze. The second time, he again got to activate because, after all, Pepe has anticipation, right? Okay, you shouldn't take it personally. I'm thinking about the world balance. You are taking it personally. Okay. All right. Fine. Fine. All right. Well, I mean, I can understand. She probably doesn't like what I was saying about her and, saying that she needed to be nerfed. I said nerfed, hammered all the way to the ground, a pile of purple goo. So maybe I was a little bit extreme with that. So I'll try to make it up. All right, so let's look at our next team. Our third team today was suggested by Mel Goiter. Did I say that right? And Mel gave me 5 teams. I don't remember which number this was, but let's go with this. He shouldn't be too far away from the top because we're starting with Blaze. I should probably take that 3 off of him because I got a bunch of 5s, I mean, he is 110, right? All right. Next up, we have over in Metal, we have a wascally hamster here. It's Melvin. And then finally, it was over here we have Tempest. I had to think for a minute because once again I wrote down Cloud, but I'm looking. Yeah, I wrote down Cloud, but names. I have names here. I'm pretty sure he put Tempest down. All right, so obviously Melvin. right? We're looking at Melvin here. Dodging first attack. Don't want to do that. That's a really fast Montezuma. I don't want to do that. I'm at the middle. There's no denial, but we have a whole bunch of tanking going on. Can I do that kind of damage? Why don't we refresh? Ooh, that would be interesting. We could roll the dice and do the one on the right. You know, rolling the dice. Oh, actually 115. That's not rolling the dice. That's death. Why don't we try one more time? I didn't realize it was a 115. Elvira, I'd rather not. The left. I guess we're going up the middle. Yeah, it does seem as if we're going up the middle, doesn't it? My options are limited at this point. Oh, why do people do this? Why? Kihaku doesn't have any speed at all on him. Why? I mean, if you're going to do that, then make somebody else the denial. I mean, look, why does he have stamina on him? He gives stamina regen. It makes you want to cry sometimes about the universe. The future of humanity. No. Okay, by the way, you guys work for me. You all work for me. Who are you? Oh, I didn't realize that. Wow, that was a lucky roll, huh? Okay. That was very lucky, actually. I'm going to do a lot of damage to you because I really need you dead. But I don't want to stun you or anything because you guys are all working for me. Oh, did you guys just charge? Oh, that's lovely. That's just so wonderful. It makes me very happy. All right. Actually, I probably should have you burning. Not that one. And you charge too! Oh, that is just so wonderful. You know, I bet you my guys wouldn't charge if we were possessed, right? Alright, I guess I need to go for the stuns here because, did you really get all of them? No, you got a Nemesis twice, Melvin. You're just amazing. Alright, I'm going to go for the blinding now because, otherwise I'm going to die. All right, what do we got here? Time stop. Who's up next? He's up next. But we have opportunities. If I had the time, you know, the chance of getting something down on a Nemesis 3 times in a row, yeah, probably not. So why don't we just work on killing him? Storm Wreckage. Yeah, I'm not going to get 3 effects down in a row, right? All right, he's still time stopped. Okay, and Burst Blast. And you're dead. I mean, we possessed them all and they all charged. I mean, that's just kind of silly right there. My guys wouldn't have all charged. I think we should be adults about this. You know, it's not a matter, okay, see, we're starting to come back to a way of seeing. Maybe you know, I was just, you know, thinking about the future of the world there, you know, the entire Monster Legends world. You know, you can't give too much power to one individual. It's just too dangerous. Okay, hopefully we've gotten that straightened out. All right, our final team today, and of course our strongest team, because I figured the trophy count would go up, was suggested by Hamburger Boy. And Hamburger Boy wanted to see, going over to light, and someone I'd like to upgrade, but Big Al. All right, we got Big Al, and we got another light individual in here. And that is going to be Lance. And if we really wanted an overpowered team, who would we throw in there then? Well, yeah, we'd throw in Cleo. All right, so now it would probably behoove me to get as strong a team as possible. I mean, they got levels at the middle. Do we want to do that? I mean, we might as well, right? They're kind of strong, but we do have a lot of stuff going our way. But, you know, let's just... Oh. I should have done this earlier. All right, over here, because I did have it available, and now I have 2 of them. What was... Oh, the feeding one. Okay. And let's go back in. Yeah, we'll do the one up the middle and see how that works out. We got Cleo, so I don't really care as much, right? The bird guard is a little bit of a problem, but thank goodness he's only got 1 damage on him. Mind you, this is going to really suck for Cleo. Feel free to possess her now, by the way. Yeah, because she's frozen already. Oh, you get to go next. Okay, unpaid loan. Cooldown activation, it's a thing. Alright, how to kill your dragon. Okay, so obviously I don't see any dragons here. If there's somebody I would like to get rid of, it would be you, though. Because I don't want you doing a whirlwind. No, that would be very bad. Alright, and then we'll do some righteous evil here. Get some curse going. Alright, and vendetta. Yeah, it sucks to be you guys. Okay, it's just you then. Santa sent us for revenge. Okay, charge. Okay, do you have the curse on you? I'm not going to refresh it. Then we're just going to stab you. Boom. Alright, so that worked out. 4 for 4. Are we going to be okay? Oh! Okay. It looks like we have some peace here. I won't say any more bad things about you. Actually, I was saying good things about you. I was saying that you're amazingly powerful, and I just thought, you know, it's a little bit too much. But then again, I did say something about beating you down to the ground to a puddle. I won't say anything more like that. Matter of fact, I should probably just shut up. All right, so like I said, we do have the Time Traveler's Maze. Kronx is absurdly powerful. I would seriously look forward to some nerfing there. Because, yeah, look up the skills. They're just absurd. Truly absurd. I don't have the counts. If I do get them between this and the next video, when we talk about the maze, I'll throw them up. But they're not available yet. I guess really it takes a day because someone who works on the graphics and such. So the one that I showed you is kind of the only one that I had. And in terms of like the coins dungeon, I'm guessing that you'll probably see the coins dungeon tomorrow. And remember, it only lasts for a day. It'll be on the end of the normal dungeons, the resource dungeons. And that would probably mean that you'll see the limited path open up on Saturday and be there for Saturday and Sunday. So that would be my guess. And remember, it's going to be Sunblast. If you want Sunblast, you know, that's fine. You know, if you don't think you can get to Kronx, because let's face it, Kronx is going to be very expensive. Because whereas the last one was overpowered, this one is just godlike. Anyone who gets him is just godlike. So, you know, the thing about it is, if you don't think you can get that one and you don't have Sunblast, Sunblast is a really great character. Really, really great. I am going to try to get as many coins as I can. As I said, Malaire is a good booby prize for me because I'll be able to get mine up to 110 because I have over 50 gems. Pardon me, cells. So anyway, I think that's going to be it for now. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See ya.